It's his third extension since arriving in 2015. It makes him Liverpool's longest-serving manager since Bill Shankly, and he is also the longest-serving Premier League manager currently right now since Sean Dyche left Burnley. Remember, Pep Guardiola came in the summer of 2016, as you can see, Jurgen Klopp in 2015. Changed a lot there, didn't he?
What?
At Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp.
Oh, it's been an amazing job. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I think the fit is perfect for that city, that club, the people, his hard working, as well as all the skill set, but his grafting, enthusiasm, work hard mentality, and everything else is falling into place. I have to say, I saw this, I was quite bored today, and so I was sat on Twitter, social media, and I saw Liverpool announce it via their official website, and so I clicked on to see what the responses were, and it's unbelievable. The first responses to an announcement from Liverpool were from Man United fans saying they're not worried about this. I mean, it's quite incredible how all these people go, oh, I'm not worried because we've got a better manager. He is, and what he's done there has been, put it one way, if Guardiola hadn't been managing Man City, Liverpool would be the train to stop. It just so happens two of the best coaches on the planet and two of certainly one of the richest clubs, Liverpool also have a fair share of money, are in the same league at the moment because they're head and shoulders above everybody in England.
I think it speaks too, though, about identifying and kind of going back to Manchester United, identifying the right manager, who's the right fit for the club and the direction you want to take it, and then having faith and sticking by him. I can vividly remember in those early Jurgen Klopp days, the comparison about his first 40 games and Brendan Rodgers' last 40 games, and which all seemed really, especially now, really ridiculous. So just have faith and back that
Wasn't
manager.
on this show, was it?
No, not on this show, on social media, which is...
well, I was also worried, Checker, because he was with us earlier. Were we the boring company?
It was before you.
I was before, okay.
I was sat at home with my 3 dogs.
There you go. So that when he's with his dogs, he's on Twitter. But to that point, just stick with and trust in the manager that you hand the reins to. Too often, as soon as results don't go your way, fans and clubs want to respond by sacking the manager. But this shows how valuable it is to stick with somebody who fits.
Is this an advantage for Liverpool in the FA Cup final, Mario? The fact that they have this longest-serving manager, that they have the stability that they do in the Liverpool squad?
Oh, 100%. I mean, look, if you can calm the ship the way they are now, I mean, look, Craig said it. As a manager, he's incredible. I mean, I never made any lie about it that if I could go back in my days, if I ever wanted to play for him, oh yes. Because he's so good, the way he builds his team, and he doesn't spend that much money like all the other clubs. He's spending, but not like spending. He's really thinking it through, and he always it's like a puzzle. He sees okay, that doesn't fit, then I bring in somebody else. And I think he's very good in doing that. And he does not change the way he plays. He keeps hold on to his system. So whatever comes in has to understand to play the way he wants to play. And that's why I think for Chelsea, it's always going to be a crucial thing. But they know each other. So the balance is there. Technically, they know each other really well. They know what they want to do. But the energy of Liverpool is always the catch. The energy.
I thought we'd have got Stevie out his bed. Talk about this contract expansion.
I'll tell you what, you should have seen.
Half 6.
You should have seen Stevie watching the Liverpool game. That's when you see the fun in him, isn't it?
I've seen it before.
Yeah. He was like that.
Shouting?
He was shouting, screaming.
Was the referee at all?
Yes, absolutely was. Listen, Don, next up for Liverpool, it's Newcastle, and Newcastle are only behind Liverpool in 2022 for the most points picked up in the Premier League. Such has been
That's a Brendan Rodgers, Jurgen Klopp graphic.
Such has been their turn in form.
You've just belittled that.
Well, listen, we talk about the games that both Manchester City and Liverpool have ahead. This could be a tricky one, Don, for Liverpool.
It could be in terms of, I think, the kick-off time, Kay, which is 12:30 in the UK, which is very early off the back of the Villarreal game. So that might cause Liverpool a little bit of stress. But, even though Newcastle are in great form, home and away, I think it's 5 on the spin at home, and they're absolutely flying, and they're a really good side. Liverpool are a train at the moment. They've just had the momentum with Jurgen Klopp signing a new deal. I wonder if that might just spark Man City to try and to try Pep down. That might be on them pretty soon. But in terms of the game, the squad's too strong. You know, Mane came off the other day against Villarreal. Trent came off against Villarreal. Jota comes on. It wouldn't surprise me if you know, Matip come in for Kanate or even Van Dijk. Naby Keita might start. He might start Gomez. You know, the squad is ridiculous. So it's a test of how Liverpool get going, because them early kickoffs can be a little bit of a problem, and sometimes you need minutes to sort of run the lactic acid out your legs. So it wouldn't stun me if the game was not going away for Liverpool, but I would say Liverpool are not going to flow early on. But I would imagine as the game goes on, they'll get into their stride and win the game. Will
Newcastle fancy their chances of taking something away from this?
Newcastle will fancy their chances, no question, given what we've seen from them this year, as the graphic rightly pointed out. But the issue is Liverpool. And Don's absolutely right. All things being even, Liverpool wins this convincingly 9 times out of 10. But given the fact that they're continuing to chase this quadruple, the fact that they continue to play in Europe, we see how the squad is rotated and what effects that has. Maybe that's a little bit of the advantage that Newcastle needs. But it's all, despite Newcastle's form, this is all about Liverpool. What version of Liverpool turns up? Because if it's 8 out of 10 Liverpool, they win it.
He doesn't like those early kickoffs, though, does he? Not after the Champions League. Somebody's getting it.
No.
Broad into the reporter. Somebody's getting it at the weekend. But, you know, it's interesting. You know, going back to the point about giving managers a bit of time, the knives were out for Eddie Howe early on at Newcastle. You know, what's changed? It's the same old, can't win. And, you know, he had a bit of time. Also, they had a good January transfer window. And obviously they're picking results up for fun. I do believe there was a graphic that showed they're almost as good as Liverpool. But so it is going to be a tough game, and it is one of the games I think when you look at, you think, oh, you know, City will be watching this thinking, this could be where Liverpool drops points. I don't think it will happen, but as Shaq said, if they're just a 6 out of 10 on this day at St James's Park, Newcastle can win it.
Mario, obviously Man City a point ahead of Liverpool in the Premier League table. We take a look at the remaining schedules here. Who do you have winning the title?
Oh, I went for Liverpool. That was really quickly, so I cannot change that because I don't like to tiptoeing different ways. But yeah, I mean, you will shut me up when I see the final stroke, but Liverpool is definitely my catch. So that's why I focus on them, the way they play, the energy. But the question that the guys just highlighted, just coming out of the Champions League, going in straight into the Premier League, that could be one of the crucial things that could happen, because then they could get a slip up. Why? Because we all know how it feels. Coming out of a big game, sometimes people don't understand. When you peak as a team, it's very hard to come back and do it again. And sometimes that could be really a downfall.
He's not only got the luxury of rotating his fullbacks if he wants, Gomez or Tsimikas, he's been rotating his centre-halves as well. And then, you know, Henderson's been playing, Keita's been playing, you know, Thiago's been in good form recently. I think the one key for me who might have to play, and he might not, and I heard Stevie talking about it yesterday, was Fabinho.
Okay. I thought he's taken some heat about his Thiago comments again, Stevie.
What did you say?
I didn't know. He's just not totally sold, is he? And Thiago's been.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I don't know about Thiago start or not. I mean, but I'm looking at somebody. I'm looking at players who you might not be able to get a rest. Is Virgil van Dijk, and it could happen. It could be Matip and Kanate, and Fabinho. The way Fabinho protects and breaks up and starts attacks. Even against Villarreal, who didn't have a lot of possession, but when Liverpool gave it away, or indeed Fabinho gave it away himself, he won it back straight away. And yeah, they could operate without him in there, you know, with Thiago, Henderson, Keita, Curtis Jones, whoever it is. But I just feel it's such a crux part of the season, resting Van Dijk and Fabinho in particular in those positions is going to be tough. Those two might have to just roll their sleeves up.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.